got a game to take care of here.
Canucks close game last time. What do you remember about that game, and what's the key to that?
Well, I don't know what I remember, but obviously I watched it again. But they're a good hockey team. Obviously they're a hungry hockey team. It's a different time of year. There's more intensity even now than there was a couple of months ago, and it's a challenging building to be in.
What's the challenge of creating against a team like that, especially on 5-on-5, that take the middle of the ice away, like a lot of teams try to?
You've got to be willing to grind. You got to play as a five-man unit, and you have to be good in structure just to create offense. And it's layers upon layers of guys working really to create and generate. And when you do, you got to stay on top of them. Usually, obviously, you see in this league when there's one chance, teams are vulnerable for a second or third at that moment. So you've got to stay on it when you do get that rare chance against a team like this.
Penalty kill's been a strength at various points this season, but these last three games especially, what's made it so successful?
Once again, the personnel I think has been dialed in, from Greenway to the whole defensive group. Tucky's been really, really good there. Benson, Cousins. So personnel's done a nice job, and so has Marty and the coaches preparing the guys, I think.
From the outside, for those of us who don't watch you, like looking at some of the underlying numbers defensively from the first half to the second half, it's almost night and day the way you guys are defending better in front of your guys. Is that fair? A, and B, what has changed for those of us who don't watch you enough? I apologize for that.
I'm glad you bring it up. I don't think it's brought up enough. To give our players the credit to the commitment they've made to become a better defensive hockey team. Last year, I think everybody in the league knew we were a good offensive hockey team, and we needed to do that and build that offensive confidence as a franchise with the young players we had coming in. We needed them to develop their confidence that they could score in this league. But in that process, we knew we were putting some work to the side at that moment that we had to turn to this season and really turn a focus to developing defensively. Obviously, it's a process. You don't snap your fingers in this business and in pro sports and fix things immediately. It's a process, and it took us a few months to really gain a defensive confidence to the point where it's more instinctive, less thinking. You just can read a play instantly and react to it. And that's an area we've evolved our game immensely. Obviously, it's been a challenge. When you're turning your concentration to something like that, you're probably taking your it's consuming you in concentration. The hope is we become proficient enough that it doesn't consume that concentration and it's second nature to defend well. And I think we're along the way in that process and doing very well. And obviously that's helped Upi, and it's given him confidence, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. So it's been a real process for us and a real challenge for us. But we've maintained that direction the guys have in the room. And they're starting to see some of the rewards of that. A long way to go, though.
We tend to think of defense as defensemen, but it's obviously a five-man effort. Is it usually, it's funny, that stage you talk about, it reminds me of Vancouver a little bit. Again, a lot of young, offensively gifted players, but it took talk and a little time to get them to understand that they had to take care of the other end, too. Again, not defensemen, forwards as well. Does that feel like it just kind of echoes what you guys are going through?
Absolutely, no question about it. I think they went through lots of challenges last year and lots of hardships, and I thought their coaching staff did an incredible job watching them close. This is a team I watch close, and they've obviously last season what they dedicated to, they came back and paid the price right away this year. So it's a tough league, and if you don't have five guys defending together, it's a penalty kill. You're short one guy, and the percentage is there. So it does take a while to develop that, especially for new players coming in the league, as you mentioned. And we've got a lot of guys that this is something new to them, and they've done a nice job turning their attention to it.
Sorry, one more. Just
Sure.
You mentioned UPL, and obviously he's playing really well. What are you seeing, and is part of it those reads behind that? If you trust the structure in front of you, it's easier to make simpler reads as a goaltender off of it?
Huge part of it. I mean, reads are everything for a goaltender, and knowing where shots are coming from, where shots are pushed to, how we cover and help them. And you've seen that confidence grow immensely as that familiarity has grown between him and our decor and our 5-man unit. So. That's a big part of the process of him playing well, but let's give him credit too. I mean, he's been spectacular. He's been committed from the moment we drafted him. His work ethic has been really high, and we've seen continual progress. Not progress, but continual progress. Meaning, every day when something's brought to him, whether it's the situation itself, adversity, or a coach bringing something to him, he's learned from it. He's internalized it, and that's how you become a great hockey player. Whatever position you are, he has that as a really characteristic, and we're the benefit factor of that.
Devon and goal tonight?
More than likely, but we'll see.